What up, dope? What up, dope? What up, dope? What up, dope? This your man G. Louie.
And y'all already know, clearly checking in on this Saturday time for the Den and Out podcast. Whoa, I told y'all, this definitely kind of fun you can have with your clothes on. But in this case, we got to get right over to this thing. They was having too much fun without their clothes on. Wow. God dang, Diddy and Cassie. I tell you, I've been looking at this thing, getting all the testimonies, all the different rundowns or whatever. We got to go back to the root problem here. Sex, a lot of drugs, and rock and roll. Whoa.
Wow.
Oh, my God. This is wild work. They wasn't doing nothing but drugging and freaking. Drugging and freaking. Drugging and freaking. Nah, let me tell you this, though. All the rumors about Diddy being gay, messing with Justin Bieber and Usher and all these other crazy people, that was wild work. There was never a freak off in that magnitude. The freak off only consisted of him, Cassie, and an escort, male or female, whatever they was on. It was on a lot of male escorts because Diddy, for some reason,
got off
looking at her
and looking at her getting hit.
So when we came to the conclusion of what it is, Diddy was basically making his own porn.
Exactly.
That's what he was doing.
He was a freak nasty. He was a freak nasty nigga.
So what you got to understand is, I don't know how illegal it is to make your own porn, because the people, the guys, the escorts or whatever, they not suing Diddy. And they the ones that got filmed in there, and Cassie wanted to be filmed, and he was, I don't know. Right. They got this man for racketeering, kidnapping, everything up under the goddamn sun but murder. And ain't none of that's been proven yet. None of it. None of it. So this girl, Dawn Richard, she gets up there, lies today so crazy. They cross-examine her, redirected for the defense team, Diddy, and she just lied about everything. She involved Neo, Usher, Justin Bieber. She involved all these people. And it's crazy that the government never even checked behind this information. And they ran with this. This is where you get all these names of people saying, oh, Meek Mill. Oh, he took a nigga shopping and all that dumb old bull crap. He wasn't even on that. He wasn't messing with no niggas at all. And I hate to even put it out there like that, Paul, but he wasn't even getting down like that. He like to see his girl get hit. I don't know what that's like. I don't want to see my joint getting hit, but I don't know. He wild boy. Nah, you know what I mean? We got niggas that subscribe to. Then they got one instance, right? They reading off the text messages too. Right. These people were hopped up on all types of drugs. Listen, they got one text message where Cassie tell him like, yo, is we still doing the freak off? He say, yeah, but you gonna have to put everything together. Right. She said, cool, because I'm gonna get a girl this time, because I want to see you hit a girl, and I want to watch and play with myself while you hit a girl. Yeah, wild work. And a lot of these freak offs, she initiated them. You know what I mean? When he tried to shut the freak offs down in 2012 and said, yo, he text her, listen, we ain't doing no more freak offs. I'm straight. I'm good money. We're going to go ahead, get off these drugs, and get ourselves in order. She texts that nigga back and said, what? She said, we're going to keep on doing freak offs, and we're going to do them together forever. See, the problem was, what they're not talking about, and the prosecution not talking about. Diddy was a playboy, man. He had 5 other chicks, man. The chick, his last baby mama, Gina, was the problem, bro. See, niggas keep forgetting he got a baby named Love. Y'all forgot about Love? The little baby Love? Yeah, y'all forgot about baby Love. Baby Love can't be no more than about 4, 5, 6, 10 or something like that. It's a kid.
No, she ain't nowhere near no 10.
Well, you got to think the twins is like 16, 17.
I'm talking about the little baby.
The little baby, I think the little baby about.
No.
Yeah.
That baby ain't that
7,
old.
8. I don't know. But anyway, she was one of the babes. And it's obvious that this story ain't checking out, because if she got pregnant by this nigga, you didn't, Cassie. You know what I mean? Right. Then he got the other chick, Sarah. That's one of his babes. Sarah. I don't know if it's the Sarah from Making the Band. That's from here. But Chopper on the show said that they was messing around. Say Diddy had a fondness for Sarah. You remember Sarah
Right.
that was married here?
Yeah.
She sing real good. I
Mm-hmm.
think she was from Battle Creek. Grand, no, it
Yeah,
wasn't Grand Rapids.
somewhere like that.
One Grand Rapids, but it was somewhere else, Kalamazoo or something. She's real pretty. She had 2 kids already too. Whoa, Sarah. But anywho, Sarah and another chick named Tara. You know what I mean? And Cassie. And Kim. That's 6, 7 babes.
Mm-hmm.
This is what he rotating on.
Rotating.
He rotating on this. So
he rotating.
So the burden of proof is like, okay, if he rotating all these skis, why is it that Cassie feel obligated to file a lawsuit? Well, these other skis ain't filing no lawsuit.
I guess she felt like I was reading something, and I guess the whole thing was she felt that what he did for the what's his name, Lil Mama,
Young Miami,
right? Like everything he did for her, and you know this and that. Cassie was like, "That's what I wanted. That's what you supposed to do for me."
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I mean, she texted that. She said
right,
that.
Right.
But
exactly.
she been on that when he was with Gina. Whatever he did with Gina on the turn up, I don't even know.
But you know how, you know what I mean? But you know how to you know how them skis get down, man. When they feel a certain type of way, they gon', you know what I mean? They gon' hit you.
Yeah.
They gon' lowball you. They gon' hit you below the belt.
And
you know what I mean? Like they dirty.
And all this, he was holding her hostage. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't, because she hooked up with Michael B. Jordan. What's up with this guy? I don't understand this guy. Michael B. Jordan, dog. If you ever see this episode, I want to ask you, why is it that you want to hit everything behind Diddy? I don't get it. You bugging. You bugged out with Lori Harvey. You bugged out with Cassie. Yeah, them some beautiful women, but
I ain't trying to hit nothing after Diddy.
You bugging, my G. You bugging. So yeah, she get brought to South Africa with this nigga, Michael B. Jordan. You know what I'm saying? For 2 months. And Diddy can't find her. Yeah, Diddy don't have no coochie yet. She cut her phone up everything. She blocked everybody for 2 months.
She don't know where he don't know where this broad at.
She out there.
She took a hiatus. She just was like, oh wow.
She out there getting that drag ran off her in her. Whoa. Whoa. For real. So listen.
You know how women, boy, when they get out cold, they get all the way out cold.
She was diabolical. Oh, then the incident from the room. The incident really was, did he call her cheating with some NFL nigga? She wild work. She cheating with a nigga. And then she tell the other girl, well, her best friend, Kerry, she said, Kerry, look. Kerry said, yo, F that. Ain't no nigga putting his hands on me. I'll leave. She said, where I'm gonna go? This is a text message, her and Kerry talking. She said, where I'm gonna go? She said he paid my rent. He give me allowance. He paid my car note. He do everything for me. He take me all over the place. She said, I ain't gotta do nothing. It was Cassie say. Yeah. Oh. They got a video recording of Cassie threatening one of the escorts that said that he seen the video. He's seen the video of Cassie getting effed. And she said, where did you see that at? And he said, neither here nor there. Yeah, she turned around. They got a video recording her telling him, nigga, I will have something done to you. Yes. If you don't tell me where that tape at and everything, I had somebody do something to you. Yes. It won't get done by my hands, but I got
have somebody do something to you.
That will take care of you.
On the
kill you. Murder, death, kill, boy.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yo. Did that mom go out?
She said, I know people.
You tripping.
We on?
Yeah.
We good?
I think we on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but I don't see this thing jumping off. Whoa.
Yeah, I just went to this. That's why.
Huh?
I went to this when I did that. Oh, okay. What I'm saying is I'm on?
Yo.
Yeah, so I'm like, you know what I mean? I don't know. For real.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
we
Oh
lit?
yeah. We on. Yeah. It's
Okay.
on. Yeah.
So yeah,
That's on.
so there's a lot of stuff to unpack over there. To me, I feel like they want this man off the street for some reason. I don't know. So this case ain't got nothing to do with the headline and the way it read at all. Everything on how I read with Rico kidnapping, all this other stuff, assault, arson, didn't happen. Didn't happen. Oh, and shout out to Kid Cudi because Kid Cudi, she was cheating with Kid Cudi too.
It's just laughing.
And whoa, not to mention, not only she was cheating with them, she was also dealing with a lot of male escorts outside of Diddy, and I'm gonna tell you about that. Her dealing with them was a way for her to score drugs. She was a drug addict. She's a dope fiend.
Yeah, that was confirmed.
She a dope fiend.
Cause they said
Pretty as she is. Wow.
They said Diddy was, you know what I mean, like telling her like you gotta get that under control, baby.
Yeah, he just sent the rehab 6 times.
You know what I mean?
He paid for the rehab 6 times. And she just don't look like she's on them drugs like a doozy. She looks so good and wholesome. And she hocked up on everything. That's wild work. And she was out here in the public eye like that.
I know, right?
And we did not notice.
That's why I say you can't judge a book by its cover.
Man.
But dig though, but peak though. Peak the when they said she had so many UTIs and bacteria infections that the medicine wasn't even working no more. Like Jesus Christ.
I can believe because it ain't coming off her freaking with Diddy. It come her messing with them nasty old escort niggas trying to score drugs. Nigga, I'm telling you that's what it was. Niggas, she messing with them escort niggas and was getting the drugs. It ain't came out like that yet, but she didn't stay with Dog. She stayed about, I think it was 3 miles away from him, but in the same area though. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is I know a dope fiend, bro, and I know how dope fiends operate. When they trying to get high, they want to get high. All that other bull crap is irrelevant.
It's out the window.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, the escort nigga she was calling, I'm willing to bet you, if you pull every last one of them niggas up she was calling, I bet you all the niggas get high.
Right.
All the escorts, I bet you every last one of them get high. Yeah. And that's how she was scoring the drugs, because they trying to make me believe that the little white boy, it looked like Justin Bieber was supplying her with all that drugs. But tell me he got the, wasn't it Hoppy? Tell me he gonna get the pills, he gonna get the yay. Yeah, the little white boy finna go buy a whole kilogram of cocaine. He gonna get that up out of here. I ain't buying that. No, I ain't buying it. Them escorts, nigga. For real. And that's how that drug trade has always worked with prostitution. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the whole thing
it's
is,
always
you know what I
worked
mean?
like that.
The whole thing is, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. You know what I mean? About, you know, knowing how that operate, because if you got, because if you got the prostitutes, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
And then, like, you know, if you got the prostitutes, that leads to some of them use drugs and
activity,
and some of the people that they deal with use drugs. They clients,
right?
You see what I'm saying? Then they clients
want something loosen up.
Then you know what I mean? Then they become, you know what I mean, like purchasers of drugs. So the next thing you know, prostitutes, they slanging to their clients and using.
And see, what people fail to realize about Cassie, due to the fact that Diddy got her when she was 21, she was like a child. So he had to treat her like a child. He had to basically, no, you can't go out today. You're doing too many drugs today. No, you don't need no drugs. He had to treat her like a child. And when you see that, you will look at that and try to disassociate that self and say, oh, he grooming her. Nah, it was her mentality. Them drugs, bro, had her gone. Because my thing is, they brought Ryan Leslie up, who's the nigga that broke her, who put her first record out and made her his thing. You know what I mean? He made her.
I don't even know. I don't even.
Oh, Ryan Leslie, cold.
Well, what song Cassie got?
She had a little song like J-Lo back then. She was walking down the street or whatever. and all the niggas was in the video. She had Jay-Z in the video. She had the Rockefeller niggas. They were just in the video. She had all the hot niggas in 2000s in the video, just in there, like sitting in the car, and she walking down the street. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And she got the little short set on. You know, it was all on that Anne Marie and Cassie and all of them. Beyonce had broke was getting loose then. She was singing, you know what I mean, solo. You know what I mean? All them little skis was out there doing their thing. And she came out with that little hookup. That's why everybody thought she was on Rockefeller, because they was in the video. Dame Dad, but they just in there doing stuff like I think Dame Dad was in there sitting there getting his shoes wiped out. You know, it was just they was on the block.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was the thing. And at that time, she was a teenager. And they were saying she was gonna be the next big thing. You know what I'm saying? Because she was cute as a button. But sure, what we didn't know behind the scenes was she was getting high. And them niggas knew it too. Them niggas knew she was getting high before Diddy got with her. Because the funny thing is that everybody missing out on is how Diddy met her. See what I'm saying? He met her at her 21st birthday party. The girl, he had already contacted Carrie, which is her best friend. She testified today also. She got cross-examined too, both ways. And she texted Diddy on her own and said, hey, you know Cassie's birthday coming up. He got right on it. And she said she was gonna be with Britney Spears in Dallas, Austin. So that get me to thinking, being the ex-criminal I am and the criminality mindset that I've had, Britney in Dallas had to been getting just as high as goddamn nigga Cassie. Cause why the heck would they be together? Huh?
Right.
Druggies hang out together, man. Get some good drugs, we can hang. Simple as that.
For sure.
And at the time in 2000, you got to remember, Dallas Austin, super producer, very talented brother. Got the baby by Chili, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Dallas Austin. You see this nigga, you know he get blown. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Britney. Come on, man. Britney Spears knows she been messing around with more than just more than goddamn bubblegum.
What was that last episode she had?
With the knives? She kept playing on live with the knives, dancing, and her panties with the knives and stuff. Yeah, she wild work. You know what I mean? She wild work. And that's definitely drugs, y'all. It ain't no all that. She got mental issues. They got to send her to the mental place. Nah, she got to go to rehab. That's goddamn drugs. She can get high over there. You know what I'm saying? High as a witch doctor. Now you can see everything out visually. See, back in the day, they didn't have social media. Ain't nobody on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. They can get there right there. And you just doing this. So when you bugging out back then, didn't nobody see it but the people that was just there.
Right.
And they just be like, oh, yeah, you had an episode. She was like, I was high yesterday. Oh my God. Goddamn Britney Spears. Higher than a witch doctor. But I'm telling you, man, and that drugs ultimately put a strain on her career.
Because you know what I mean, the whole thing is that stuff started taking over you, then you ain't focused, you on all this. Is you know what I mean? Like this, you can't do both. You can't. You know what I mean? Eventually it's gonna start affecting you. You feel me?
Yeah, and see, my thing is, this is what y'all gotta understand as human beings. And y'all gotta come to reality with this. Every great musician that you ever heard, every last one of them, did drugs. I'm sorry. Sorry to tell you that.
Some form of fashion.
Sorry to tell you that. Every great musician you know that makes music has done drugs. I'm just letting you know. You know what I mean? I guess that gives them an opportunity to create and the ability to come up with this masterful stuff, because you definitely have to have an imagination to be able to rap, sing, or do any of that all in one thing. You got to be able to construct song, rhythm, and rhyme, and all of that stuff. And
well, you know what? What's so crazy is, right?
Yeah.
When I used to smoke weed.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And I used to smoke weed. I used to be like, and I listened to Parliament, Funkadelic.
Yeah.
it's like that. It's like the transformation of your mind into that music because they made that music while they was high.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
sure.
Because they smoked weed, did acid.
Yeah.
You met popsicillines, shrooms,
yeah.
all that.
All
you know
that.
what I mean? That's what it was also too. Parliament Funkadelic. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
But when I smoked that weed and I used to listen to that music, the stuff that I didn't pay attention to when I was sober and listened to the music, but when I smoked the weed and listened to the music,
right,
it was a whole nother atmosphere. A whole nother. I'm talking about you can hear the little teats,
right.
You can hear like, damn, I never knew they had that in there.
And and the thing is, so I don't know no sober artists. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't know no sober artists. If y'all know sober artists out there, let me know. I think your man Chance, the
What's
rapper.
the name of the sober
think
artist?
Chance the rapper is.
Well, I'm talking about. You talking about that's sober now or just been sober ever since?
No, that made music and was sober doing it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know one except for Chance the rapper. I think he might be.
What's the name sober now?
Who?
Eminem.
Now he's sober. I'm talking when he made music.
He still made music. This is last what? He just celebrated his what? What is it? I think it was like what? 10 years, 15 years.
All right, nigga.
No, what I'm saying though is, like him and what's his name?
Royce da 5'9". All right, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. All of they memorable music they made when they was high. Yeah. Niggas, that's why you remember nigga when it came out with what's the name was really before they time. God dang, what's the crazy niggas from the east side? My homies. What's the name? Eminem.
Oh, you talking about D12?
D12. Really, nigga, they was before they time. If you go back to their original nigga first video, nigga, Purple Pills, nigga, that's what they was talking about with these young niggas into now. All these designer drugs. That's what they were talking about, drugs throughout the whole album. It was a good album. And it was before its time. Niggas didn't get it because niggas from Detroit wasn't into designer drugs like that. So niggas ain't get it. You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't really get it. But they still went platinum. Shout out to them boys over there at D12. I see my mans, he got a podcast. He doing Swifty. Yeah, Swifty. You know what I'm saying? Swifty. Yeah, R.I.P. to Proof. You know what I'm saying? One of my mans right there, I used to hang out with Proof. Like when I came home off that bid, when I left you, nigga, I was with this nigga every day. I was with Proof every day, nigga. Swear to God. I ain't know this nigga from Can to Paint. He ain't know me, nigga, embraced me and everything, bro. Told me I was all right, man. I made it through my man. Like, man, you all right, man. And I used to they called me, dude. Let me tell you, man, you can't join, come out and hang out. They was taking me to the titty bars. We wasn't even going to like the regular black. We going to all the white joints. And they treated this nigga like a freaking celebrity. I mean, he was a celebrity, but I mean, no, you understand. They was going crazy when we was going off up into the white bars. We go to the white titty bar, man, and they be going crazy off up there, taking pictures and all that. Thought I was in security. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you're a big, tall.
Right. Back then, I was nigga tall. I just came home, nigga. I was 196. I was 196, and they cut up like a Bruce Lee doll, boy. Yeah. Whoa. Telling you, boy, goddamn pull the whole country. And goddamn turns directions on the continent. You hear me? I tell you, boy, goddamn, nigga, I was goddamn yanking back then. Whoa. But listen, I hung out with him, man. Dope dude, man. Dope dude. All fun. All just that's tragic what happened to him, for real.
Right.
But
because he was the glue to M and the rest of the boys. Once he passed, it was.
The thing is, what's so funny about that scenario is, because I talked about it with him before. Back then in 94, before I came to the penitentiary, 94, there used to be a hip hop shop over here on West 7 Mile over here.
Right.
We used to hang out over here. We used to hang out at the hip hop shop. And niggas used to be in there rapping. We had this nigga from down my way named One. He had a crazy flow. And he used to go over there, and we'd be over there. They used to be over there just rapping.
Yeah,
and
I think it was
Eminem back then, right? Listen, Eminem back then had dreads. So little dirty little white boy. You know what I'm saying? You ain't paying this nigga no attention. I never heard he rap back then. He just was there. See, Proof would be rapping all the time. Proof rapping all the time. I never heard Eminem even speak, but I remember him being there. He had dreads, bro. The white boy with dreads. You know what I mean? Wild work. You feel me?
Yeah.
Wild
I'm
work.
trying to say who, because I know Joe know about he heavy off on that, know about all that love.
We had a guy from my way, real big guy named One, and he was a rapping fool. I don't know what happened. One was sweet. So that nigga had a Biggie Smalls flow, nigga. That nigga be talking about niggas spaceships and niggas flying saucers in the ocean. And that nigga, no one was sweet. You know what I'm saying? And in the process of that, this is how I met the Mobites. Cause the Mobites had something to do with that hip hop shop thing. You know what I mean?
You talking about what?
With the hip hop shop, they had something to do with it.
Hey Joe, who owned the hip hop shop? Maurice Malone. Yeah.
Okay, Maurice Malone.
Yeah, Maurice Malone.
Maurice Malone.
And then that Benjamin brother.
Okay, Maurice Malone, which was
the fashion designer
clothing line. Yeah. When I first came on, it's funny he just said Maurice Malone. When I first come on, that's the first outfit nigga bought me. Was a Maurice Malone. Had the little shirt and the jeans. I just came on, my first outfit. Maurice Malone, bro. I never wore it.
You never wore it?
Never wore it. Yeah, my man bought me a Maurice Malone outfit as soon as I came home, y'all. From the joint.
Why you ain't wear it?
I don't know. I just didn't wear it. I don't know. When I came home, I was just like, I ain't in the urban clothes. That's all I just was saying.
It was a funny style type of.
I don't know. I just wasn't in urban clothes. I wore what's his name?
Motherfucker, what's his name? I was like, damn, nigga. You ain't like damn nigga, you ain't got no G Louis in your shit, nigga.
One time.
That nigga ain't got no G Louis. That nigga ain't got no Proud Detroiter, no Bully Boy, no what? Like what the fuck? Who the fuck this nigga think he is?
I sold a lot of product though.
Why you ain't got your man's shit in your what's the name? Nigga, you got that motherfucking polo shit on. You know what I mean? Hey, y'all get on this nigga ass in here. You know what I mean?
So listen, I would tell y'all out there though, people. You know, so I'm gonna tell y'all people, I did have a break in low wear. One time, this chick I was dealing with when I first came home. She told me, I just came home. I didn't know no better. She told me that I looked so fly in this Azure outfit. It was Azure. It was the shirt and the jeans, Azure. Now back then, I don't know, Azure cost a couple dollars. The shirt was like $85, $90, and the jeans was like $150 back then. When I first did 2004, Azure. I bought Azure. Yeah, I wore that outfit maybe once. Only time I ain't wore no low. I wore that mug once. Yeah, cause she was just on like, oh, that is Azure. That's that new thing. Ooh, real niggas know what the Azure. Ooh, I'm like, dang, for real. I had just came on, so I don't know. Was hitting on nothing. Just did a dime. I don't know what's going on. Nigga done told me before I leave the joint. Nigga already told me before I leave the joint. Nah, OG. Them Guess jeans, they ain't wearing that out there. What? Dang. Nigga ain't wearing no Guess no more.
Right.
Guess, $100 pair of jeans. No good. Trick no good, bro. You know what I'm saying? Trick was no good. So I say, dang. So luckily, Jabos was still popping. I was Jabot King. Jeezy put him back on the map, and it was official from then, boy. Jeezy said, boy, you put 50,000 in them nigga Shine John the Jabos, nigga, jeans, nigga. And he wasn't lying. Them Jabot jean pockets, see, they redesigned them. See, the Jabos, I remember, was made like the Guess back in the 90s. But then when I came home, it seemed like Jabot done redid they joint, because them pockets was heavy. Deep. I used to be putting, oh, man.
Them pockets was deep.
Man, those some big old pockets, bro. You got to have a bankroll to have them mugs on. Because you're going to be looking like you ain't got no money on you. You got the Jabos.
They'd go perfect for nowadays. As much money these niggas be walking around.
That's what I'm saying.
But now though, these niggas be walking, they be having on them tight pants They be want to have on them tight pants, and they want to show that they got all that money in their pockets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When they got on the, you know what I call tight pants? When niggas wear tight. I started yeah, but listen, I call them boys come hit me.
Come hit me.
Cause that's what cause if you was in the university and you was wearing that shit, all them you would have got sliced into. Right. You would have been fighting. Cause niggas would have been slicing all these niggas is wearing these tight pants. All these niggas that is wearing these tight pants, if they was locked up, niggas would have been slicing off into them. Some niggas would have been slapping them on their booty and grabbing their booty, checking them like, hey,
wow, work.
You know what I mean? Like they'd have been in there fighting, or they would have been they definitely would have been stabbing some niggas. Because they would have, I'm telling you,
right?
Niggas would have been slicing off into them like, nigga, you doing something.
Right. Well, my thing is, my thing is that you gotta understand that fashion is I don't know, niggas whatever they want to wear. Just simple as that. Some of the stuff. You know what I mean? I don't understand how all the young niggas don't need to go to the podiatrist. They got bad feet. All young niggas and young girls, they all got goddamn Crocs on or slides. All day they don't wear no shoes, bro. So they got bad feet. You got a whole generation of youth with bad feet. Wow. You get y'all to the podiatrist, see what's going on.
Yeah,
they won't wear hospital shoes on all day.
I remember I told my son, he was like,
all day?
I said, man, you better not never wear no Crocs to school.
No.
I said,
be on the yard with the shower shoes on, dog.
I said, never in your life.
All that, put them in sport mode, all that. Nah, you got shoes, man. You know, we came a long way to put shoes on. Y'all know that.
No,
right?
like I told him, you know what I mean? I just told him, I said, if anything happen, you need to be ready.
Right.
You might have to run up out of here. It might be fire. It don't matter. You might be getting to a scrap. It ain't no telling. You might got to run, you know what I mean, from a motherfucking kidnapper or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, I don't know. But, for real, need to put some goddamn shoes on out there. Wow. Sick of seeing this. It's already a bad thing. We got girls that be out here at 4, 5 o'clock in the evening with bonnets on. That's why I work. I mean, you got a bonnet on, it's 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you ain't wash your goddamn behind. That's why I work. You lying around. You lying around.
We see you, Clarice. Yeah. We see you in the chat.
Yep. Hey, what's going on?
What's up, though?
So, I went as y'all can see on the Instagram page, the DM, Instagram at the DM. I went to AKA function yesterday. Night. It was wild. But I went down there, 2 young ladies, Madison and Micah, they crossed over into the shore of AKAs. So I was invited to the event to celebrate and crossing over. It was very nice, very elegant down the Shadow Gallery. It's amazing that how many people that subscribe to AKA and there are AKA don't know all the literature about the AKA. Wow, that's heavy. I don't really know the literature.
It's like a fad thing. Like you join something because it seemed cool and but you don't even know the history of where it came from and this, that.
And don't get us wrong here, because I understand that y'all creating a sisterhood of powerful Black women that are successful and help others succeed. Other women succeed because their saying is cultivate with merit. Now, You can break that down in many ways if you want to. But if you're going to cultivate anything, you have to be rooted to your community. And that's exactly what they're about. And so I get that part. I get it. But why? You see what I'm saying? Why? Because this is something that I found out when researching the AKAs. In 1965, the AKA started the first women's job corps in America. And I'm going to tell you why that's such wild work. Because before 1973, in that moment right there, 1965, when they started job corps, you couldn't do nothing but either be a secretary, a maid, maybe a bank teller, a little bit, or something like that. You couldn't work a job. You get what I'm saying?
Right. You was limited.
You was very limited. Or did you had to stay at the crib, nigga?
Right.
Had babies, cook that food.
Like what's the name used to say? Like James on Good Time, Florida. From the kitchen to the bedroom. From the kitchen to the bedroom.
From the kitchen to the bedroom.
From the kitchen to the bedroom. From the kitchen to the bedroom, Florida.
Yeah. And that's how. And James wasn't lying, because you got to think that was taped in 76, 77, and the women just started working in 73. And I don't know. Funny you brought that up. It's funny you bring Good Times up, because Good Times was a spinoff of All in the Family. And see, on All in the Family, Florida worked for somebody. She did. She was Maud. Maud.
Yeah.
On Maud. It was a spinoff of Maud. She was Maud's maid.
Mm-hmm.
So she got a job on here. And James, I don't know what James was doing, because he was on Maud too. He was her husband on the show on Maud. That's where it came. Good Times came from.
Right.
James was Florida's goddamn husband on Maud. You see what I'm saying? And that was in 72, 73, 74, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Then they was on, James in Florida was on All in the Family as a couple. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They set you up for the, you know what I'm saying, for this good time.
But you say, hold on 1 minute. If y'all paid attention, if y'all notice, we say, but also too, black folks say, then, you know what I mean? Because he was like, then it was,
right.
Then and now. You
Then
feel
and
me, B?
Then and now.
Continue.
So yeah,
brother.
so yeah, it's funny you brought Good Times up, because of the simple fact they was already a couple. And see, the funny, it was so funny is about Good Times is, it was filmed in Chicago.
Yeah.
Capiti Green Project, all that.
All that.
More is in New York. You see what I'm saying? And over there, Florida has somewhat of like a East Coasty like accent, like Maud now. You know what I'm saying? Maud is my girl, homegirl. Shout out to her. She R.I.P. B. Arthur. You know what I mean? B. Arthur, one of the Golden Girls. That's
the Golden Girls.
I ever with the Golden Girls. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the Golden Girls. They was
I mess around. You know what I'm saying? Betty White, she was the last of the last. Estelle Getty, she was mine. B. Arthur. Rue McCullen, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I remember the Golden Girls. I messed with the girls. I messed with the girl, the Golden Girl.
Yeah, and it was funny because I was rocking them when we was in the joint at the because we get that time. I mean, you get at the lunch, you get the time period where ain't no movement.
Right.
So you either in a unit in your room or just ain't no more. You over at the schoolhouse, ain't no movement. Y'all don't open up. I think like 2, 3 o'clock. So it ain't nothing going on.
Ain't nothing going on.
The field house always don't open up to like 2,
but
3
you know
o'clock.
what? And then also too, you had that what's the name where, because I used to watch the stories.
See, I ain't messed up. I used to watch Golden Girl.
Right. I used to watch All My Children.
Right. See what I'm saying?
One Life to Live.
Yeah, you was one
Life to Live. All My Children in General Hospital. You feel me?
Right.
I used to watch all them back to back. Boom, 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 boom. I'll be up in there. You know
right. So you in the unit from 1 to 4 o'clock out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, watch it. Yeah.
So I would watch Golden Girl.
Do that still come on?
They got some new ones now, but I think General Hospital still come on for sure. General Hospital come on for sure, and They don't come on no
You
more.
got
Bold
Young and the
Beautiful.
Restless.
Bold and Beautiful still come on. Bold
But
and
that's
Beautiful.
that's the new. That's like the
Yeah, that came out the Young and the Restless.
Right.
General Hospital still there.
General Hospital.
My one that I like used to come on sweet was on As the World Turns. That was
As the
sweet how
World
that
Turns.
came on.
Yeah.
With the doing As the World Turns.
Mm.
Yeah, that was sweet. That was sweet. But nah, I ain't messing with no story.
Hey, but that was crazy. It's crazy how you had the guys like some of the most notorious guys. Like I'm talking about.
I think Guy
And
Light
they-
might still be on.
And they used to be up there watching the stories. Like, man,
Yeah.
I'm about to
Niggas
go.
enjoy-
I'm about to go take it in, man, because I'm about to go watch it. Man, all my children.
Niggas in the
about to
joint
come
definitely
on.
bid it off the stories for sure. They definitely bid it off the story. You had niggas watch stories every day. I'm gonna tell you what I was on. I was watching Dallas. I watched Dallas. Like no matter what, Dallas and Miami Vice. I can be down at the poker table, nigga, losing. 7 o'clock, I'm getting up, shooting back to my pot, shooting back to my joint, putting Miami Vice on.
But look though,
Then I'm coming back out at 8 o'clock, finish up the poker game until 9-yard close. I was wild.
but
work.
look though, what about when Martin came out?
Man.
It was crazy. You talking about?
Every Thursday.
It was Thursday.
Niggas quiet as a
It
mug.
was quiet as a mug. All you heard was laughing.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. Martin.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Guys coming off the yard.
Yeah.
Because you know guys didn't come off the yard until they closed. Man, Martin coming on, guys was coming off the yard.
You gotta think back then, if you ain't see it, you ain't see it. Wasn't no rewind, wasn't
Right.
no reruns of this stuff yet. None of that. So if you didn't see it, you didn't see it. You just
And
missed
you-
the whole blast.
And you ain't want to hear about it.
Nah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like, nah,
mean.
what that happened? Oh yeah, they did that. Then you know back then, once he changed over and really started coming hard body, you know, he was coming with the J's. He was coming with the J's and he was coming with the Dog Pellies. So you know we want to see that anyways.
Right, yeah.
And then you got to think once we transitioned out of Morton, they came right back behind him with the Jamie Foxx show. And Jamie was on there trying to be fresh. He was putting us up on how niggas was dressing, even though it was urban, but that's how niggas was rocking all that stuff Jamie Foxx was wearing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all that stuff he was wearing on there, that's how niggas was dressing. You know what I'm saying? I think he had South Pole on. I don't know what he was wearing. He wear crazy stuff. There's a whole bunch of brands. Whole bunch of wild brands. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's going back to Maurice Malone in Hip Hop Shop. I don't know what his affiliation was with the Moorish Americans, but that's how I got turned on to the Hip Hop Shop. I was with the Moorish Americans when I went down there. You know what I'm saying? And that's their purpose was they was really kind of slash Moors slash 5%. I don't know. They was wild. You know what I'm saying? They was wild. But they was good though. They was good. So they knew that I was into the music and really got like hip hop, like real raw hip hop. I was like a backpacker. I was a cool backpacker though. You know what I mean? Cool. And they knew this. And in the process of them trying to recruit me to be Moors, they took me to the Hip Hop Shop.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Because see, my thing is I had already adapted the New York slang from listening to all the music from the 80s. So I was already talking like that in the 90s. You know what I mean?
Well,
when I meet
you
them,
talking about like, what up, B, son?
Yeah, any of that.
B, son?
You know what I mean? Any of that. You know what I mean? I don't really do the son. I might do it every now and again.
What up?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, what up, God body?
Yeah, I was really doing that though back in the 90s.
What up,
though.
Lord?
Yeah, I'd be like God body back then. So they would talk to me in the language because they was more versed. It was more versed in the religious aspect of all of that, and I wasn't. You know what I mean? I was a full bona fide Christian at the time. So I wasn't finna sway over and become a Moorish American. I just wanted to hear what the niggas had to say. Because what they were saying was dope. I read the Message to the Black Man.
Yeah.
I read that.
It was, you know what? You know what I mean? What was so crazy is, you know what I mean? Because when I went to prison, you know what I mean?
Right, I was on the streets. Go ahead.
No, but when I got, you know what I mean? Like, you coming in, you know, the brothers, they get to breathe and see. But what was intriguing is that you hear all this stuff about black men, you know, that which is like some great stuff and get to, and you know what I mean? Like, brother, you know, such and such, this and that. So that's what, you know what I mean? Like, that's what draws you in. You
Yeah.
feel me?
The
You know what I
fact that
mean?
this nigga my age or a little bit older than me, he got all this knowledge that I ain't had no clue even existed.
Right.
Then the challenges. A lot of them challenges that they come up with being right. They was right when they challenged these things. You know what I'm saying? They right. But the thing is this though. You can't never stop nobody from subscribing to what they subscribe to. If they believe in their heart and in their system that whatever religion they subscribing to is benefiting them, ain't nothing you can say to change that, period. That's why I don't even have them type of discussions.
Exactly.
Because the thing is, you believe what you believe for whatever reason you believe that. And who am I to tell you your name ain't George Lucius? Who am I to tell you that?
Right.
Who am I to tell you that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you. Who am I to tell you your name ain't G. Lou? Who am I? I can't do that. So with that being said or whatever, I don't really get caught up into that. I just really for real, just would appreciate it if you didn't try to force your religion on somebody else. See, that's the part I don't like about religion. When people try to force their belief on other people. Nah, that ain't how that works.
Whatever you believe, that's what you believe. If I believe, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I believe, you know, I'm Christ is the only way. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I believe.
That's what you believe.
You don't, you know, like, niggas be talking about, I can, you know what I mean, I can break you down or break the Bible down and let you know. It ain't about what you think you know and how much you know. And especially what you think you know about what I believe in.
Right.
Because I had a personal experience.
There you go.
That not, you know what I mean?
You can't
tell me.
Yeah, you can't
tell me nothing in the world that's going to make me think anything different.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Nothing. You can't, you know what I mean? Because I had that personal experience. I don't care what you say. You know what I mean? You can run. I don't care what you say. You know what I mean? You can talk to you blue in the face. You can read every scripture and dissect it and do whatever it is that you think that you need to do.
Right.
But you can't tell me nothing, not G. Lou, about being a Christian. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and that's the only way I go.
See?
You feel me?
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So, but they caught a hold to that real quick in the joint because they said, you can't. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he convinced.
And see, my thing
he sold out.
And my thing is this. If you remember, and I don't know if you remember this or not, but when we was living together, if you remember, I used to go to the library every single day. Every day I went to the library. You remember that? I used to go to the library and get the books out of there every day. About all them Egyptian books and all that I used to be reading. You don't remember that? I used to go to the library every single day. You was like, bro, what are you in the library doing?
Right. Yep. Yeah, you did.
I was going to the library every day. And I was reading history books. And the guy, it's funny, the guy, I can't remember his name, the light-skinned dude that did the stock market. He asked me one day, like, bro, I see you coming in every day. Why you getting these books? What you read these books about? They ain't going to make you no money when you get home. I say, nah, maybe not. But it's just something that was intriguing to me, and it helped me find my inner self and helped me come to the realization of what I need to be doing and finding a purpose. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you something. If you go on TikTok right now, that's all they talking about is Egyptian stuff.
Right.
All over goddamn place.
So you really found you found your purpose.
Yes.
When you was like, because
researching that information.
Researching and them statistics and
stats
and
you
know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like,
See, that's why this show and this platform is important, because the youth really don't pay no attention to the den. They don't. And when I say den, I mean the den. They think everything just happened now. Like it just birthed out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And they always tell niggas that from back in the day, oh nigga, you was getting money back in the day, you ain't getting no money now. Okay, but back in the day when I was getting money, you didn't have no money. You might not even was born.
You wasn't even born. You was on the porch.
So in order for you to be able to even get money now, I had to go through what I went through in order for you to be able to do what you're doing right now. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why the then and now is important. And it's bringing me to another point outside the fact that when I listen to these guys talk about this Egypt stuff, I really know this stuff. So I could kind of like nitpick and put together what pieces belong and what pieces don't. And this is some information I acquired 98, 99,
Yeah,
97.
99.
Yeah,
99
this
for, what
it's
we
over.
was at 90,
It's over
98, 98.
over almost 30 years ago. I acquired this information, and not saying that information is invalid, but information is key. And the more stuff that you know and the more stuff that you learn, you never know when you might have to pull it out. I'm telling you, never know. And I read them books back then. I kept on reading, researching, going into Egyptology, reading about all the different, you know what I'm saying, Anunnakis, the different little
On
other
the
people,
podcast,
all
yeah.
that. You know what I mean? And the information is there. And it's crazy the information is there.
Yeah.
And how the Marvel universe is set up off of this information.
All right, love you something.
The whole Marvel universe is set up off all Egyptian information, from the Sumerian texts, the Sumerian tablets, all of these Dead Sea Scrolls and all that. That is what makes up the whole Marvel universe. Stan Lee and his partners over at Marvel and DC, they used this to their advantage, acquiring that information. It made a multi-billion-dollar, you know what I'm saying, industry of comic books. So put that in your head and smoke it about having useless information. Information is definitely useless if you don't use it. Whoa. Whoa. Information never useless if you use it.
So look, y'all. This is you know what I mean? So as we on this journey and this endeavor with Then and Now podcast, you know, as we evolving and becoming more, you know, comfortable and great at what we do, you know, this podcast right here, y'all, we have, like, when we give you an invitation to come to the podcast, that means that you I mean, you can come on that day. You feel me?
Yeah, we had a few cancellations over the weeks or whatever, and I know some people been going through some stuff personally. But the thing is, what y'all got to understand is we have an open door policy.
Right.
Have an open door policy. We live at 8 o'clock, and let them know. They can just
Come on through. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? Like,
slide,
you know, like,
hit us up.
So what? Yeah, hit us up. You see what I'm saying? Like, but if I give you, like, if I call you, reach out to you and say, hey, I want you to come on the podcast, whatever the case may be, or you called me and was like, I'd like to come on the podcast, boom, boom, boom. Then I'll say, hey, you got an open door policy. You see what I'm saying? That means you can just pull up and come on through.
And come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. We in Detroit. We patronize everybody. We patronize a lot of businesses, man. We patronize a lot of business, a lot of products.
Yeah, we do. You know what I mean? Like,
we go spend our money, and you know what I'm saying? We asking come on the show and do an interview and tell the people what it's all about, because we come in there, we like it, so we want the other people to like it. So come on and promote your brand.
But the whole thing is, a lot of, you know what I mean, like, a lot of people be wanting to hear from, especially the places that they go to, and, like, let's just say clubs and bars,
right?
And,
because it's background information.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They want to know, like, hey, you know, how do you get that, or what? You know what I mean? What made you start that? You got, you know what I mean? Like, you got a beautiful place, or whatever the case may be, because we know people gonna jump in the chat, like, you know what I mean? Like, boom, 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 boom. Why you ain't such and such? Or y'all need to do X, Y, and Z. We love it, or this and that. You know what I mean? But they want to hear your story too, though. You see what I'm saying? Well, you know, how did you come up with this? How did you know what I mean? Why is your food so good? You know what I mean? Why your drinks nice and strong? What made you know what I mean? Like, why you one of the bars that don't water down they drinks? You feel me? You know what I mean? You know, all that type of stuff. One of the restaurants, businesses.
I want to shout out Sean G too. Sean G from Podcast with Soul. Yeah, Podcast with Soul. Shout out to Sean G, aka Sean Gumby. That's his name over there. He covered
the big
BMF,
meats and,
the BMF debacle, Big Meats
right.
debacle thing. But he's been covering the Diddy Cassie case, and he's been one of the guys I've been pretty kind of like going to for my information, because a lot of media outlets out here trying to make it seem like Diddy is getting hammered off up in there, and Dog been laying it out. So shout out to the podcast with Soul. Dog in there taking notes and dictation of everything that's being said by the prosecutor.
Oh, he actually going?
He going every day. He there live. He in there. They don't let you in nowhere but the overflow. He say he moving his way up. He eventually gonna be able to get into the courtroom. But as the witnesses getting weaker and weaker, the cases, you know what I'm saying? These people that interviewing now, I don't understand what they're interviewing them for. Don Richard, what you was interviewing her for? They had a bodyguard up there to interviewing him for.
Right.
All these people.
They just picking. They just trying to find a needle in the haystack.
Yeah, it is wild because Cassie was their star witness. She already went.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. All these
and then the whole thing is, like, they just, like when they cross-examined her and they pulled out that statement and said, you said you didn't say that, but you said that right here in the testimony. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it just goes to show you, you know what I mean, that because the name of this is Freak Nasty, and because, you know what I mean, about the Cassie and Diddy, and you know what I mean, like, and then you just really find out just how freaky.
And if you pay attention to the trial, man, all they was doing stuff you see on porn all day.
They was just, you know what I mean, like, right.
He was acting it out. He was going all the way through with it, man. You know what I mean? And my thing is, hey, I don't think no man should be on trial for that at all. Not that. And don't act like, we not condoning him putting his hands on that woman like that. Right. No. But don't act like your homegirl ain't right there on the east side, on the west side right now, sitting over there. Just got a baby daddy, just jumped on last night. Yeah, don't act like y'all ain't never seen that before.
That's your listen, hold on. We don't, you know that we know that we, don't
y'all out here fighting that whole club.
But we know that we know that in some of every situation that you know somebody or this and that you talking to somebody, you know what I mean? Like, they got a daughter, a sister, auntie or something that's with a nigga that's beating their brains out.
Yeah.
But she won't leave.
And she won't leave. God dang it. And she won't leave. And this nigga,
they keep coming and won't leave the nigga.
And we talking about $1 billion nigga versus this nigga over there beating, ain't got a Chrysler check. Right. He don't even work at Chrysler.
And still stay with the nigga.
And you still stay with that nigga. Yeah. And you let this nigga use your car. Drop you off at work. You don't get the heck out of here.
Hey, it'd be like, they make up, be like, all right, well, you gotta take me to work in the morning.
Yeah, come on, man.
I'll be there. You.
So y'all act like so, and that's the problem.
So so what it is their stuff is just on a higher level far as in the media, and you know what I mean, surrounding all this money and all this, you know what I mean? There's no difference from the rest of them, what these crazy motherfuckers out here doing and their relationships and beating and she and you know what I mean, like, and she running, you know what I mean, running behind him and
yes,
and talking about she kill him and all type of
listen. If you think that I'm tripping, pull up the clip. There's a clip out here circulating. Sean Connery is being interviewed by Oprah Winfrey. Listen to exactly what he says. Oprah asked Sean Connery, very famous actor, the original James Bond.
Yeah.
The real James Bond, by the way. Whoa.
Wow.
Official James Bond. Whoa, he's that. Asked him, like, well, yeah, Sean, yeah, how you treat your women or whatever. He said, oh, I treat all my women good or whatever. But every now and again, got to give them a little pop, And then Oprah said, Paul, she thought it was funny and laughing. And Sean tightened up real fast, like, nah. He said, yeah, so you know how y'all are. Y'all get a little mouthy and a little out of pocket. And I have to, put you in a place. And I might have to pop you on the lips. You know what I'm saying? It was Sean Connery. Look it up. Oprah Winfrey. Oh no, it wasn't even Oprah. I'm tripping. Bigger than Oprah. Barbara told Barbara this. Oh, Barbara Walters told Barb. Sean told Barb this, nigga, back in the 80s, nigga. Yeah. He said, I slap her my skis. He said, not just, I don't, I beat him or nothing like no. He said, but, women are mouthy and they be out of pocket. This was Sean said. White man. Whoa. British white man. Whoa. James Bond. Whoa.
Hey, look.
Escape from Alcatraz. Whoa.
Look. This on something else. This on something else. Me and my mans, we was having a discussion. We was talking about sex, right? And he was like, this is what he said. When you having sex with a girl, he say, if she ain't your main girl or you ain't got a main girl or whatnot, he said, do you get on top? I say, that's a normal position for me.
Right.
He say, no, see, you wrong. You know what I mean? Only your main girl, you hit your main girl, you get on top. And then if you kiss her, you really wrong. He say, your main girl, you supposed to, if she ain't your main girl, you just supposed to hit her from the back.
That nigga must be messing with some niggas. That nigga might be messing with some niggas.
Hey, that nigga say, hey.
I want to see this mug.
Hey, that nigga say, you don't, if it ain't your main girl or a girl that you really care about or dealing with, he said, you supposed to just hit her from the back.
Yeah, he wild. He wild boy. You know what I'm saying? And that's it's funny that you bring that up because in this situation with Diddy and Cassie realized that she was the side chick. She knew it the whole time. She always knew Kim was in the play. She texted him several times to say, hey, I understand Kim, but these other skis, what you know what I mean? So it's wild work. It's wild work on how that played out. And how she's crying victim now, and she stole money. Whoa. She got away with $30 million. Cash. Yeah. Lawyers took a third, and she together. Yeah. For sure. $30 million. She got 20 from Diddy and 10 from the Continental, the room, from the hotel. She got 10 from that. Yeah. So lawyers get a third, 7 over here, third over there. That's what 14. Yeah, she came by that boy with about 23 million, 22 million. And it's ironic.
But you know what? But you know what though? I want to know how the husband feel though.
Well, from what Sean on Podcast with Soul described, he left after the first day or the second day. He left the room.
I don't even think I would.
They showed the freak off tapes. They showed the escorts hitting Cassie. They showed her getting, I think, urinated on. They showed all this.
I don't even,
They showed this to the court, nigga.
Yeah, for one, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even think I would even, like, you talking about being there for support or whatever, but I don't know, like,
they was broke.
Man, I don't want to hear
They was broke.
What?
They was broke. Her and her husband, they was broke. They brought that up. They was flat broke. They had to move out their crib in LA. They was staying with her mama.
No,
in Connecticut. Her husband and her 2 kids staying with her.
Oh, you talking about before she got the money?
Yeah, then she tried to contact Diddy to sell him the publishing rights to her book. She hadn't even wrote the book. All she did was get publishing for the book. And the name of the book was Dark Places. Right. She tried to sell it to Diddy. Diddy was like, nah, I don't want it. Heck on.
Yeah, because you know what they were saying? What they were saying? Because they were saying that she had came to him a long time ago.
Yeah, she came to him 4 different times.
Like, listen.
4 different times.
You know what I mean? Look, I'm going to do this book. You know what I mean? Go ahead and just buy this book. Look out for me.
4 different times.
In so many ways. You know what I mean?
And it's so crazy that he got so much money. And I guess that's how you keep money. He gave his assistant for 2 years made $70,000. Both years, $70,000. So the girl, the best friend, allegedly, because they caught her in a lie too today. She said that he beat her with a coat hanger or something. She had to go to the emergency hospital or something like that. And ain't no report nowhere. What hospital you went to, baby? You went to urgent care? Okay, where is that? There's no documentation that this even happening. But she did get a check from Diddy for $30,000. So she was able to show the receipt of the $30,000 check. And she claimed this was for her, not to say nothing about him jumping on her one time. When he was over there, he ran over there something. It was beating up on Cassie or something. Carrie had did something. And Carrie had, I think, gave Cassie some drugs. Something she did, so he blew off up and then jumped on Carrie. And gave her 30 bands. This is what she is alleging on the stand today. But the hospital part about her getting beat with the hanger and all that, ain't no record of it. Ain't no record of this in no hospital, bro. So where that story come from? Why you say that? So I don't know, man. It's a lot of credibility here, a lot of stuff. I'm gonna be honest with you. Cassie definitely sound like she telling her truth. The problem is that I have with this whole situation is we wasted our resources on 2 drug addicts, on 2 dope fiends. That's what we wasted all our resources. It's called Homeland Security. You know, when you get Homeland Security come, that's a whole separate check.
Right.
I don't know why Donald Trump, Doge, Elon Musk, y'all need to be talking about this government spending here on this Diddy trial. They use Homeland Security, bro. What the heck? What the hell? I swear to God, man, that's why I work. I don't know how they got that off. For real. But, they going through the motions. From what my man said earlier, they started today off trying to get the charges dismissed. Like, yo, racketeering, get it out of here. Kidnapping, get it out of here.
Right.
All else, get it out of here. We dealing with domestic violence. I didn't know domestic violence was like murder, nigga. Did you know that?
Yeah.
What you mean? Ain't no statute of limitations on domestic violence. They come back domestic violence, nigga, 15 years later. That's why I work. That's why I work. Because ain't no police reports or none of this. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we all missed in this whole ordeal. And I missed it myself. The video of him jumping on Cassie, first of all, is 6 minutes long. There's more to the video. She did take his phone and all of that. But he caught her cheating. This is what that was all about. She got caught cheating with the NFL nigga. Skip past that. That international hotel thing was filmed and happened in March of 2016. Right? Diddy's indictment for racketeering and all the other goofball stuff is for 2005 to 2015. That video should have never been administered into evidence at all. It shouldn't even came out on TV or none of that. It happened. It's not even within the indictment.
Right.
The indictment's from 05 to nigga 2015. And what I know about the feds is when they put them numbers up and the windows be damn accurate. It's got to be accurate.
Because the video was from
2016. Huh? So you can't even use this.
That's why
it wasn't even supposed to come onto the TV. And that little snippet that they keep playing over and over again, you can see when she got the nigga phone and wouldn't give it to him. And then when he got his phone, he get the heck on. And that's another thing that you got to understand. They brought that up in court today. That hotel, the reason why the defense is processing this hotel situation, because after Diddy did that, Cassie left, got an Uber, went home. And guess what she did?
What?
No, Diddy text her. Please call me back. Please call me back. Please. He texted like 4 or 5 times. Guess what she at the crib doing? Getting high, getting ready to go to the festival with him. But she just ain't answering, just ain't calling him back. He texted her, the police gonna be here, they might try to arrest me. He texted her this. She at the crib high, nigga getting ready to go to the thing. He don't even know this though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then finally they talk on the phone. And guess what? Later on that night, they go to the Cannes Festival, the Cannes movie festival. That same night.
Dig that.
You see what I'm saying? That's wild work. Wild work, man. Well, we gotta let celebrities be the celebrities and let them be what they want to be. And well, Cat Williams was wrong. Sorry. Nope, y'all. Y'all can take that off the plane. I'm sorry, Cat. I rock with you hard body, but you was wrong on this.
About what?
All this exposure.
Oh.
All this exposure. Ain't nothing got exposed. Jay-Z, false. Diddy, this is obviously false. No homosexuality, no robbing nobody, no unaliving nobody, no none of that. No raping no little boys and none of that. No little girls, none of that. None of that. You see what I'm saying? All that y'all throwing these people off up in there, Justin Bieber's and Meek Mills and making the memes and niggas talking about this and that, man. I keep telling y'all, man, these niggas ain't no different than me and you. Nigga, they come from straight the same homestead that me and you come from, man. I knew all that bull crap wasn't true, man. But they had me thinking like, yo, they come with these horrendous charges that this thing had to be what it was.
But sometimes they stack them charges up and then
not these type of charges, please.
Man.
Rico.
Yeah, that is a wild charge.
That's a wild charge because it's a floater.
Yeah,
it's a floater. It covers everything, but my thing is covering everything. But where is the goddamn?
What has he did?
Yeah, what is here? Where's the monetary? You know what I'm saying? Where's that at?
What is he?
To me, he losing. Messing around that raggedy old ski. Got to keep her drug habit going. Got to keep her up in the house all the goddamn time, paying them dumb old bills. She shopping at will, nigga. She doing all this at will. I got to talk to her. She a man, hell of a trick deal. For real. But like they said, he had 5 more skis like Cassie, and they ain't filed no lawsuit.
She was just the one that was the wild one.
She was just the one that came forth with it, and they ain't got no pace out.
The wild one. That was like, you know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure he's doing the same thing with the other ones. Ain't no different.
I'm just saying, but they probably, you know what I mean? Evidently, they probably straight.
They straight. But they also once again don't have that drug habit. And let me tell you something, boy. I looked at that nigga Alex Fine. I looked at him. Looked him in his eyes. He got them eyes. He got them doper eyes, nigga. They buck. His eyes buck like this. That's how his eyes be. Tell me, they both on that stuff.
You act like you was in the courtroom.
Well, messing with my man's podcast was sold, shouting you out.
Hey, this nigga act like he was in the. He said, "I looked in the
podcast out with sold."
I thought he was in the courtroom.
Sean G got me all the way off up in the New York courtroom. Like I'm in there. I'm like in the joint messing with my mans. You know what I mean? Videos be a little bit long, my G. I want to tell you that too. The video you get building up to the point, I get it, and then you be worried about everybody else. People film everywhere. You gotta understand, my G. When we outside, everything is being recorded now. It's cameras everywhere, especially in New York. It's cameras everywhere. So what you mean? You be telling niggas on this thing, yo, ask me if you can film me. Ask me if you can film me. Or if you want to take a picture, you gotta ask him. He wild word. And he be cutting into niggas too hard, body. But, hey, yo, you filming me? He'll stop his whole pod and say, yo, you filming me? All right, check me out. Shout out to my man over there. But you can't, listen, bro. You want somebody to film you. You only got one phone working. Just think if you had 20 cameras working and you get this out 20 times, the same message, 20 different ways. Come on, my G, you bugging. Let that be, man. You is the original podcast with soul. They can't steal your joint. You official. You doing your homework. You think this nigga out from there like he a lawyer. He got all the paperwork. He got all the paperwork. He wild work. Hey, shout out to you putting in that work. And I hope your son make it to the baseball league. Matter of fact, talking about baseball, Sean G. You know, the Tigers is number 1 in the whole hookup. You know what I'm saying? We had like 700.
Yeah, they number 1 in the whole.
Yeah. We betting at like 734. You know what I'm talking about? So you tell Lil Sean, you might want to take a look at the Tigers. I know he down there in Florida doing his thing down there. Oh yeah, he he met Cabrera down there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Cabrera was at the baseball hookup watching his son play. Yeah. I said, that's a Tiger right there.
That's a Tiger.
That's a Tiger he was with there, man. Yeah, shout out to them. So yeah, the Tigers have been doing their thing. Whoa,
Yeah, I mean, B.
and I've been noticing a lot of girls.
Oh, yeah,
I've been noticing on the hookup on the Instagram, a lot of girls been going to the baseball games. Like
you know, it's just like it's
like
starting
two
to,
girlfriends going to
it's starting to, you know, like, you know how the Pistons games was hot, not all the women start going, even though they don't know nothing about it.
Right.
Then, you know, like the baseball. So now, you know, then it's gonna go from baseball. The next thing you know,
football.
It's already football. Or football, what's the name? Next thing you know, you're gonna see a bunch of black women and niggas at the hockey games.
Oh wow. I've never been
because
to
they
game.
already I already seen like G Mac Cash and all them be going to the hockey games, you know what I mean? So you know, like it's about to start, you know what I mean? Like you'll see.
And it's funny that I'm from Hockey Town, and you know, we one of the original 4. You know, when the league first started, the league only had like 6 teams in it. I think it's called the 8. It might have been 8. It was the Elite 8 or something like that. And we was one of the first hockey teams, the Detroit Red Wings. You know what I mean? And yeah, we should support the Red Wings a little bit more because we is like the top dog of the hockey. Like not like in standings, no. We have won a chip in a minute.
Yeah.
But just as far as in history and culture, as far as dealing with Detroit and the weather. I mean, you know, of course, I guess that on North Shore, white boys couldn't wait to get there and put that ice out there on the back 40. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Straight up. I ain't ice skate off up in the You ice skating there?
Hey, no.
Yeah, I ain't go out there messing around on the ice either. I ain't want to break nothing. But anywho, Den and Out podcast, man. We gonna go ahead. We ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. Gonna let y'all bounce.
Yeah, but we got some new stuff coming for y'all, man. We gonna be out. We gonna be out and about, you know what I mean, coming up this week, man. So we got something we gonna unveil to y'all boys and to men, women,
subscribe,
children,
like,
everybody. Y'all subscribe, like,
and share.
You feel me?
You
We
know
want
to
see them subscribers go up. We want to see them views go up.
Yes.
You feel me, B?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And listen, or we gonna pull up on y'all. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Whoa.
In a good way.